Assalamualaikum and good day. I am Tasmin Luqman and you're joining us on an episode of Fireside Chat. And today we will be interviewing Tan Sri Azhar Harun, the Dewan Rakyat speaker. So thank you so much, Tan Sri, for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I'm not going to mention the age because...
No, I'm 60.
Okay, all right.
It's no secret.
All right. 6 decades of being alive in
Wow.
Malaysia, right? And now we're going to face G15. So we're going to talk a little bit about the elections, about your role as the Dewan Rakyat speaker, and everything that comes with, including your time as EC chairman.
All
right. Thank you so much, Tan Sri. So, firstly, you were appointed the Dewan Rakyat speaker during Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's administration. And how do you cope with the changes between one administration to another in one term and maintain the professionalism upon the changes, especially since it was Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and then we moved on to Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri?
Well, I wouldn't say it was difficult. It wasn't that difficult.
Okay.
It was quite smooth and quite easy for me. I suppose particularly because I have had great teams.
Okay.
Both in the SPR and in the Parliament. I must say the secretariat of both agencies were excellent and they were open to new ideas, new person and new initiatives. So they were open-minded. So that was a nice surprise for me, and I must say they were all very good, and I must record my gratitude to them.
And during an interview last week, you mentioned that you were offered a political position in G15, but you said you weren't going to jump into the political field. Why not? Why not, Tan Sri? Why not?
First of all, I have to clarify, I wasn't offered.
Okay.
It was just a kedai kopi talk.
Okay.
You know, kedai kopi kind of talk. You know, why do you contest under this ticket or that ticket? So I wasn't really offered.
Okay.
But no, even if I were offered, I wouldn't have accepted it because I know my limitation.
Okay.
I don't think I could make a good politician.
Why not?
I don't think I could make a good member of parliament. I think particularly because of, by nature, I'm quite a private person.
Okay.
Yeah, and being a member of parliament, you cannot be a private person. You have to be a people's person.
Yes.
You have to be on the ground all the time. You know, and I don't think I have that kind of ability.
But what do you plan to do after GE15?
After GE15, my office now remains until the first day of the first sitting of the next parliament, of the 15th parliament.
Okay.
So on that first day, I automatically vacate my office. So nobody knows what's going to happen during the GE15. Who's going to be the next parliament, the next government? Who is going to have the majority in the parliament at that time? So of course, I'm here at the behest of the majority. If the new majority do not want me, then I wouldn't be around.
You are you are considering that lah, if that is
sure.
Okay.
Because you know, life has to go on. Debts have to be repaid. Bank loans have got to be repaid. You got to find some money. So practicing is what I do for a living.
So 60 years old won't be a retirement age for you then?
Oh no, I'll go mad if I retire.
Okay, all right. Okay. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts as the former EC chairman about the election being called during the monsoon season?
Well, it's going to be quite challenging. If it rains heavily, then I suppose it's quite all right. But if it floods, then it is going to be quite challenging. I remember as the EC chairman, we had to prepare for the possibility of floods in Tanjung Piai, if I'm not mistaken, you know, and we were all prepared. We had plan A, we had plan B, we had boats ready and that kind of thing. So we were very detailed in our preparation. So although it's going to be challenging, but I think SPR would be up to the challenge.
Okay. So what's your take? If the areas are affected by the flooding, like massive flooding, because it is the end of the year punya monsoon. Should certain areas be postponed based on those areas itself? Like, what's the legal take on that as well?
In India, the EC has power to postpone
Okay.
an election. It even had power to suspend an
Okay.
election. In the last general election in India, you remember that the EC actually suspended an election for one state, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, or is it one area, you know, because the EC was of the opinion that it was not possible to have a fair election in the area
Yes.
because they found a lot of cash
Yes.
being carried about, you know, in the area. So they had that power. We do not. We
Okay.
do not have the power. First of all, we have got to complete the election within 60 days of the dissolution, number
Yes.
one. And this 60 days is in the federal constitution. And there is no provision for extension,
Yes.
you know. So that is one legal impediment that we have, number one. Number two, we do not have power to postpone or even to enlarge time, as the case may be, you know, because we need to gazette the date, the polling date.
Yes.
We even need to gazette the polling time,
Yes.
from what time to what time. So if you want to postpone, you have to gazette first.
Yes.
So because of that, there is a practical problem. You cannot do that, you know.
Okay.
So when I was in the EC, we did consider all these impediments, but of course the law is not changed.
Yeah.
And my opinion is that there must be a level of flexibility given to the EC in this respect.
Okay.
You know, the law needs to be reviewed and possibly amended,
Okay.
you know, to allow the EC under certain circumstances, under very well defined circumstances, to allow the EC either to postpone
Okay.
or to enlarge, extend the polling time,
Okay.
or to change the polling day if necessary, you know.
Okay, so definitely amendments should be made to the current laws that are in place.
That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you, when you were the EC chairman, were you planning any of these?
When I was the EC chairman, we had several committee looking at several areas of the election that need improvement. One of which is law and regulation.
Okay.
Okay, and part of the thing that we were considering was this enlargement, extension. You know, because as I said just now, we need to revise that.
When you talk about that, is there any political will pushing for this as well?
The law and the regulation committee was looking at it, and we were preparing a report lah.
Okay.
You know, but the report was not yet ready, so so it wasn't yet presented to the government at that time.
Seeing what's happening now, definitely.
Well, I would not know the current stand of the EC now, so I wouldn't want to.
Okay, maybe we can. I'm wondering, based on, because in US right now, midterms are happening, right? Should Malaysia also emulate something like a permanent election date?
Fixed date.
Fixed date, yes, fixed date.
Yeah, this has been asked to me earlier. I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm all for it. Not because of political reason.
Okay.
You know, I'm not here to advance any kind of political stand, but only on purely operational side.
Okay.
You know, I'm all for it because operationally, if it is a fixed term parliament, it's good for the SPR.
Okay.
You know, because SPR can plan ahead because they know the election will be on this date. Then they can plan ahead what to do.
Yes.
To order ink, to order ballot paper, to train workers, and most importantly is to rent polling station.
Yeah.
You know, to rent halls, to book spaces, to book schools, so we can plan ahead. So I had experience where in Cameron Highland we had to rent a hall, and there was supposed to be a wedding on that day.
Oh my God.
And because we are the government,
Yeah.
the government agency, so priority had to be given to us.
Yes.
The wedding had to be cancelled. You know.
Do you feel bad for the couple?
Oh no, I felt very bad. I felt very bad. I called them, you know, and
You called them directly?
Called them,
God.
and we compensate them.
Okay.
You know, we paid them, and in fact, I was planning to go to the new wedding date, you know, but I could not make it. I remember. So yeah, so that is one of the practical operational aspect that I was looking at, and purely because of that, the operational side, I think a fixed term parliament will be good.
Do you think that because of a fixed term, everybody is ready, even the Rakyat will be ready to vote, it will make everything way easier?
Everything will be, on the SPL operationally, everything will be ready, everything can be planned ahead.
Yes.
On the political party side, and even on the voter side, they can always psych themselves up, you know, get to know all the issues relevant at that time. Political party can start training their agents. You know, the election agent, they have to have election agent. They can start looking for candidates and that kind of thing. So everything will be certain.
Yes.
Kan? So that will be even better.
Yeah.
But of course, politically, I do not know whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
Because in a Westminster democracy, the right to dissolve a parliament at any time is the Prime Minister's right.
Okay.
So that is why we have snap election, because you know, anytime that he snap his finger, an election can happen in theory.
Yes.
In theory, of course, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong can reject the request to dissolve, but the request is made by the Prime Minister.
Okay.
So that is one of the political weapon of the incumbent, which is what they call it, with the incumbent only.
Yes.
So that is his power. So whether the incumbent of any government would want that power to be taken away is a political decision.
Malaysia is entering a prolonged election season, a prolonged period of election season, because mainly the elevation in political temperature will ensue for at least the next 9 months, as G15 will be followed with successive state elections, because because several states decided not to dissolve to get concurrently with the current parliament. So what are your thoughts as a EC chairman, as also a Malaysian citizen yang nak vote ni, yang facing everyday life? Political stability is already political fatigue is already a major issue now. Another 9 months for next year, what's your thought?
There are 6 states which have not dissolved their DUN this time.
Yes.
And PAS in 3 states have indicated that they will not dissolve until March at least, you know. And the Pakatan Harapan state also, I think they are saying the same thing. So that will take us until March. So cost-wise, you see, if the states dissolve their DUN together with the parliament, then the GE will just be 1 day.
Yes.
And you use the same facility, you
people.
campaign at the same period,
right?
And the voters will just go out to vote for both at the same time. So now we need to do it twice. So there will be double the cost, double the time.
Yes.
Double campaigning time, double traffic jam for everybody, and double everything. You know, so operationally, it's not cost effective.
Okay.
Yeah, number one. And how much cost? So that will be quite a lot, because we see, I think Sabah was 100 million, I think.
Yes.
And Malacca was, I don't know, 45, 50 million. So it's quite expensive. It's going to be very expensive. And secondly is, of course, the fatigue. There are signs of fatigue setting in within the voter community. So that may cause low turnout. You see Malacca and Johor,
that was pretty
low
clear.
turnout, and people just don't go out to vote because it's of one of the factor is, of course, political fatigue. So that may carry on to the Dun election next year.
Yeah.
You know,
That given if they do all the don'ts together, right? Is there a
Yeah.
chance for them to do separately?
of course.
Oh my god.
Of course, because Dun is the power of the state.
Yes.
So each state, of course, if it is controlled by one party, like PAS, they control Kelantan, Terengganu, and Kedah.
Yes.
So they might be
Doing comparison.
synergize themselves
Okay.
and just do it on one day. So, but in theory, on paper, it's the state that decides.
Yeah.
You know, so there is of course possibility of having 6 different dates.
Oh my god. I cannot imagine like
In theory, yeah.
But would it be more costly if they did it all individually? Should everybody just your advice? Should they do all 6 together at one time? Is it the best solution?
It's going to be the same because the cost has been borne for the general election.
Okay.
And then the cost will have to be borne for the state election. And there are 6 states, you know, so
Yeah.
whether they do it on the same day or different time, within the different time, it's going to be the same. The cost is going to be twice.
The Dewan Rakyat speaker's position has been dominated by men.
Okay.
Only Datuk Sri Azalina has been the female rep as the Deputy Dewan. So how can we ensure that more women are filled in this position? Do you think more women should be filled in this position or should it only be men?
No, I'm always pro women involvement in any kind of activity.
Okay.
I was the first to bring in women as election commissioner.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes, you
in
were.
my time, from 7 there were 2, 2
Okay.
women commissioner. In fact, I recommended 3, but only 2 went through. So I'm always pro women involvement, women active involvement in whatever we do. Women have great many things to say, and they have to be equally represented. Unfortunately, in our Dewan, there were only about 14%. Why there are not so many women? I'm not too sure. This is for the political party to decide,
Yeah.
because it's the political party that nominate
The
candidates. You know, I have been asked my personal opinion about this. I have said it before
Okay.
that to persuade political parties to have more lady nomination is for the government to actually give incentive to political party
Okay.
that nominate women. How do you incentivize them? It's simple. We can take the European model. In Germany, for example, political parties are funded by the state.
Okay.
So here, of course, the state may not want to fund the whole political party, but it can fund
Females.
women nomination.
Okay.
How? Simple. For every lady nomination, for every vote that she gets, the government pays.
Oh.
You know, so but there must be a threshold. You must get more than 10% of the vote to qualify. Let's say, otherwise everybody will nominate themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so you nominate a lady. If she gets 15,000 votes out of 100,000,
Okay.
then that 15,000 will be paid. We can get a formula
Translate
of how
it into
much
cash
to pay.
lah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's one of my
I'm sure
suggestions.
all the husbands would be
actually.
supporting their wives.
No. The money go to the political party,
Yeah,
not
okay.
the candidate.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was spur the political party to use that money to train more women, for
Okay.
example, you know, and to prepare them for being nominated.
Okay, this might be running out of the questions sikit, but I just want to ask, do you think having a full women political party would be weird? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, in fact, I was thinking about that this morning.
Oh, okay.
You know, having a political party just for women, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Because that
They would have to be
It
like
be-
allied to a certain group lah, you know, like.
Yeah,
But
it be quite divisive because you have a lady political party. So, but if that is going to advance the cause of women, then why not?
Yeah.
You know, but I wonder whether that will get support.
Yeah.
But that's aside. But if it's going to advance
Women
the rights of the
participation.
women participation, and if the women think that could gain support,
Yes.
then
Why
why
not?
not?
Would you be interested to maintain yourself as a Dewan speaker?
Yeah, I love the job.
Okay.
I must say I love the job. I like engagement,
Okay.
and I like the politics side of it. Although I'm not opposition,
Yeah.
but I love politics. I'm a political student.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I call myself a political student. I love observing. I like looking at history and trends, you know, and interpolate that with the future.
Even previously, you were actively writing about
Yeah.
it on your Harun
Yeah.
blog site, right?
Yeah.
So, how has it been actually when you have actually entered the zone?
It's an eye-opening experience.
Okay.
I was from the outside,
Mm-mm.
and by fate, you know, it's God's gift. I'm now inside suddenly. It's just overnight,
Yeah.
you know, and I see things, new things, and I see old things from new perspective,
Yeah.
you know, and I learn, and I'm still learning, I must say, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity.
COVID is not over. People are still getting infected.
Yeah.
But I just want to ask, when it was at its peak in 2020, there was some issues about holding the Dewan Rakyat. Yeah. Why wasn't it done online?
First of all, we cannot just do it online just
Okay.
like that, because the constitution and the standing order are all geared for physical session,
Okay.
physical meeting, physical voting,
Okay.
physical debate. As a speaker, I drove that
Okay.
initiative. I told my secretariat, let's prepare for an online sitting
Okay.
plus online voting.
Okay.
So we prepared that. We even prepared a draft for the amendment of the standing order
Okay.
to allow us to sit online and to even vote online.
Okay.
So we brainstormed, we did all that. We did the costing. We even had procurement proposal,
Wow.
what we needed, what kind of system we needed, and all those things were all prepared, 99%.
Okay.
All right. Then I made announcement. So I had engagement with MPs. Unfortunately, it was divided.
Oh, okay.
There were MPs who were opposing it, and there were MPs who were supporting it. And we had opposition even from the government MPs.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
So then, of course, at that time it was during COVID and then during emergency, I
Yes.
remember. So it became political,
Yes.
and it didn't move.
Okay.
It didn't move. But for the future, the proposal is there. The draft is already there. The procurement proposal is already there. The costing already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to get green light from the Jawatan Kuasa Dewan
Okay.
and Jawatan Kuasa Peraturan Majlis, the standing
Okay,
order
standing order.
committee. Once they say it's on,
Why
it's
why
on.
wasn't it carried out and passed after COVID, after when Dewan started physically? Why wasn't it pushed to be
Yeah.
done now? So whenever
Yeah.
if a lockdown happens again,
Yeah.
macam tu je, boleh online je.
Yeah. Okay, you might remember after COVID, then what happened was that government fell.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin resigned, and there was a new government.
Yeah.
Then of course the new government was busy with post-COVID matters, post-COVID issues. There were flood issues.
Yes.
There were the economic issues. There were food security issues.
Oh, yes.
And then Things move on so fast. It's been 1 year, 1 year 6 months,
Yes.
was it? And now it's dissolved.
Yes. Tak
So
sempat.
yeah, and then there were the anti-hopping
Oh, yes.
law, the GEG, and the SOSMA, and that kind of thing. So I suppose event overtook that. You know, let's hope the new government would look into it.
This is the last question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tan Sri, for being here.
Yeah.
But okay, the last question is, what's your message to the voters for GE15, especially those planning to boycott the election?
Oh.
But mainly the general message for all of them.
Okay. We the voter, we have to be smart. You know, number one. Don't be carried away with sentiments and emotions. You know, because once you are carried away with sentiments and emotions, you are not rational. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to be rational. Use your reason.
Okay.
You know. Now, it's easy to say. Then it's easier to say than done.
Yeah.
To be rational. It all boils down to knowledge, really.
Okay.
You know, equip yourself with knowledge, and knowledge is always the truth. And don't simply believe what people say. Don't simply believe TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Those are not news. Those are not knowledge. Those are social media.
Yeah.
That's why we call it social media. Okay. I'm not saying that all of them are not true. Some are true, some are not. So we have to equip ourselves with our knowledge.
Okay.
Number one, have knowledge, and you'll be okay. You know, and to those who do not want to vote, it's as simple as this. People die for the right to vote.
Yes.
You know, in other countries, people have to go out and fight to vote. They face bullets
Yes.
to vote. Here, you have the right to vote and yet you do not want to vote. It's simple to me. If you think you do not want to vote, that's your right also, right? But do you want other people to decide for you
Yeah.
as to who is going to represent you?
Yes.
Are you willing to do that? I mean, we go to a restaurant, 5 of us, and you do not want to order, and the other 4 decide to order for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And then the food come and you say, hey, I never ordered this, but the other 4 say, you don't want to order, we order for you. And then you taste the food and then you say it's not nice, but you have forfeited that right to say it's not nice because you didn't order.
Yes, absolutely.
The same with voting. It's the same. So next time in the future, if you think, oh, this is not good, that MP is not good, you have forfeited that right
Yeah.
to complain. So just imagine that, and possibly you would want to vote.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Thank you so much, Tan
Thank
Sri,
you.
for having this time with us,
It's a
spending
pleasure.
time with us.
Thank you.
Again, all the best for GE15. You're not
No,
contesting,
no,
but
no, no.
you're not contesting, but all the best as we go on forward.
Thank you.
May Malaysia be better as we move forward. Okay.
Inshallah, yeah, God willing. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. See you guys soon.